If you're worried about something right now, chances are you'll find something to worry about in the future. If you're excited about something right now, you'll probably find something to be excited about in the future. If you're happy now, as you can imagine, you'll probably find other things to be happy about in the future. Emotions are extremely repetitive and addictive, and once you're used to feeling something, you will find reasons to keep feeling that way. So if you want to change the way that you feel, do exactly that. Instead of finding something else, instead of externalizing the problem and saying, well, once this changes or once I get that, it will change how I feel, we need to go inwards and really soul search a little bit and ask ourselves, what do I want to feel? Let's start with that. Which feelings do I currently experience consistently? What emotions come around the most often? And what would I like to trade them for? What would be an upgrade for me? It's so easy to write it off, to say, the emotions are just there and I have to deal with them. They just come up and there's nothing I can do. I have no influence. I have no choice. Of course you do. I do. We all do. At any point, you can decide what you would like to feel and what it would take to help you feel it. And you can preview any emotion that you desire right now. You can experience it in this moment. Nothing has to happen. No conditions have to be met except for you making the decision itself. So much of the quality of your life really depends on your intent. And when you're intentional about the way that you want to feel, when you decide that no matter what the circumstances are, I'm going to find something to be happy about or something to be grateful for or something that makes me feel alive and present and draws me into the current moment, right? Then the moment that you make that decision, the moment that you start to orient yourself that way, it becomes so easy to find the evidence, to find the reason, to find the thing, because that part is really pretty easy. The challenge is in the mind game, the trap that we're all stuck in. We're so used to feeling that way, and because it's so predictable and so comforting, that's what we naturally slide back in towards, right? It's the path of least resistance. It's always where we're going to end up if we don't apply our intention. I remember when I was riddled with anxiety to the point where I couldn't even go outside. And I've seen it with clients over the years too. Any negative emotion, once you're in a spiral and in a loop with it, it's extremely difficult to break out because no matter what it is that you have to do, it could be insignificant and easy for someone else. You'll find a way to ramp yourself up and feel more of that negative emotion that you've gotten addicted to. The way that the wires in your brain get tangled up, all the pathways crossing in the wrong way, what happens is really you lose all your power, all your influence. It's all happening on autopilot, and that's why we have to shine the light on it. It could be as simple as going from being frustrated and angry towards your partner to trying to be more compassionate and loving, open and listening, or it could be being more ambitious instead of feeling lethargic and feeling like nothing can change. But no matter what emotional shift you desire, make sure that you have a great reason to do it. Make sure that there's a lot of purpose behind it. I remember I had to gather all of the evidence that there was a good enough reason for why I needed to change in order to propel me forward. Because if you're stuck and you're looping, then it's really difficult to really gain the energy and the traction required. Just imagine, you're in a ditch or you're spinning your wheels in mud and it's just digging you deeper and deeper and deeper into the hole, right? And the more that you try to fight it, the more that you try to resist, the more it actually gains power over you. You need traction, you need momentum, you need to think a little bit outside the box in order to break free from it. It's so easy to put blinders on and say, I don't want to feel this way. I don't want to be stressed. I don't want to be angry. I don't want to feel anxiety, right? I don't want to feel bad. I want to feel good. And then they push and push and push, and you're just spinning your wheels more and more and more out of frustration. We keep making the same mistake. But when we take a step back and we ask, what do I want to feel instead? What would it take for me to feel that way? And what are all the reasons that I should shift from how I feel now to the way that I want to feel instead? Because it doesn't matter how difficult or bad life gets, or no matter how much resistance it seems like you're facing, you can always make a choice, make a decision about what state you would like to face it in. You see, the better you feel, the easier it is to do well. And the better you do, the better you feel. It's the winner effect. The moment you step into it, you'll never want to stop. It doesn't matter how difficult things are externally, you will thrive through it. You will make it through not only surviving, but you will be at your very best. We all face some variation of difficult circumstances, at least the vast majority of us, right? And the only difference is, how do we handle it? How do we process it? What decisions do we make? What meaning do we then attach? What story do we create? And what identity do we buy into as a result of all of that experience? Your story, your emotional patterns, every part of you, it's yours to do with as you please. Nobody can enforce upon you a certain frame or a certain way to be, a certain way to feel, at least not for very long. They can try, they can push you in a certain direction, but the moment that you use your free will and you apply, your ability to really change your focus and control your attention, the shift can happen so very quickly. I remember how much of a breakthrough I really experienced when I went from feeling helpless, feeling riddled with anxiety again, right? Depressed, angry all the time. And I shifted and I decided, okay, I want peace in my life. I want happiness, excitement, joy. And those became the new norms. And then every day it became repetitive and you get used to that new frame, that new mentality, that new way of looking at life, that new perspective, right? Everything changes and it's almost like you're living in a different world, in a different universe. It almost feels like you're no longer that old version of you. You can't even identify. It's like shedding your old skin, right? You're moving on to bigger and better things in your life. So today can be that moment right now. It doesn't have to be pushed out into the future when something big happens, when some magical day comes around and now you have permission to make the shift. You can make the shift whenever you decide. And I would encourage you to try it. Try it right now. What new emotional patterns do you want to experience? What shifts would you like to make? And try it. Try it, experiment with it, because I think you'll be pleasantly surprised at the positive effects that you get from it. And look, if you'd like my personal support, coaching, and guidance every single week to make sure that you are at your very best, then I invite you to jump over to erafael.com. Link is in the description. Over there, you can book a one-on-one call with me directly. We'll speak and see if it's a good fit. Again, if you want to take advantage, have that conversation with me, work together, then click the link in the description, erafael.com. Can't wait to meet you and talk to you. As always, I hope that you enjoyed this one, and I will catch you on the next one.